Hey, y'all, it's Krystal Hunsucker. Happy Magnanimous Monday. Welcome to your $1,000,000 message. Congratulations to all of you who completed your STAR by March 15th. I am so excited for you and so proud of you, and I hope you have your prize all picked out. You know, I normally just pick whatever it is that I want, but this time I actually showed Brad a couple of choices to let him help me pick out my prize, and it was kind of fun and interesting to see what his thoughts were when I was like, oh, I really think he's going to pick this one, but I'm going to give these choices, and he, ended up leaning towards something else. So I remember when I was little, my mom would always involve me and Kimberly in picking her STAR consultant prize part of the time, and it was always really fun to do that and to be excited when she got it in and that I understood that she had to work for it and that it was a big deal, that it is a really, really big deal in your Mary Kay career to be a STAR consultant. So congratulations to all you. As we walk into career conference season this week, I just felt it just pressed upon my heart to talk about conference etiquette and just some things just to keep in mind as you walk in to this career conference time, and whether or not you're going, these are great things to know for seminar, for other conferences here to come, and just for your weekly sales meetings. There's also some things that you can take into consideration, but this is mainly targeted towards an actual conference. So I think I wrote down the word attitude about 500 times. And so that is the first thing that I want to tell you guys, is that you have to choose to pack a good attitude. It's not just going to happen. There's going to be things that happen that might be roadblocks or distractions or frustrations, whatever that might look like for you. You have to decide ahead of time that you are going to have a great and positive attitude. And so just some of the things before the conference, during this week, things that you can do to prepare for a career conference, whether you're going this weekend or next weekend or whenever your conference is. Mine is this weekend. So the first thing that I want to encourage you to do is take some time to pray. Just take a few moments several times this week to just pray, no matter where it is that you are in your business. Sometimes you just need to take a deep breath and just close your eyes and just ask God to do a work in your heart, do a work in you. It's not that, do a work in this person or that person, or show my team member this. You know what? Career conference and our conferences, when the day is said and done, of course you want as many team members as you can, unit members, sales directors, whatever it is, you want them there. But when the day is said and done, there is really only one person that matters, and that is if you make the decision to go. And I'm going to kind of go down a rabbit trail really quick that I didn't plan on going. But I just really want to encourage you that if you're a consultant and you don't have any team members yet, or you are a consultant and you have team members and no one is going, or you are a sales director and you don't have any unit members attending a career conference. So this is kind of a little sidebar for you guys. I just want to encourage you that you are the most important person that has to show up, because you are the momentum changer. You are the game changer. If you want to truly be in Mary Kay forever and make this business work and this career work, you have to show up regardless of what everyone else does. And even if you have 10 people signed up and all 10 have life happen, back out, whatever it looks like, that you are still committed to be there and that you are still in the right frame of mind. So I don't know. I didn't plan on saying that. So maybe that was for somebody today, because I say it from experience. I wish I could say I just had this mountain elevated climb to the top, and that just, all these, it was just one win after the other, and that, I just did this right and did that, or this happened and this happened. And honestly, you guys, I've been more on a little curly roller coaster, and I love my journey. I wouldn't change anything, because I feel like some of these situations have made it where I can feel relatable for you, and it gives me opportunities to be vulnerable to tell you things that you can learn from me. And so with that said, I have 100% been to more than I'd like to count or admit. I have been to conferences before where I did not have any unit members or team members with me. And it's not always the most fun. It can feel discouraging. And honestly, it can kind of feel like, well, why am I going if none of them are going to be there? You have to be there to get filled up. You know, there's only so much you can give if you don't get filled up. So with that said, the first way that you can fill yourself up before you get to conference, if you're one of those people that might be struggling in that area that I just talked about or whatever it may be, you need to sit down and just pray and just ask God to download what it is that you need to get out of the conference. And I just got to tell you, I'm just going to be completely like cracking the whip, okay? And I am going to be, by the end of this next week, we're going to be right at, I believe, 6 weeks left in my pregnancy. It'll be like 5.5 or 6 weeks left, okay? So here's the deal. If I can make it to career conference, you can make it. You can figure it out. You can muster up the energy, whatever it may be, go. But pray ahead of time so that your mind and your heart can be prepared, you know, that you can be prepared to get what it is that you need to get out of it. Have an expectation before you go. Now, this doesn't mean that you want this expectation so that it gets, like your bubble gets bursted if it's not met. If you don't go into career conference expecting great things, expecting to learn something new, expecting to hear the one thing that it is that you need to go home and change or to make something better in your life and in your business, then you're just going to be sitting there just taking up a seat. And so I want you to have an expectation of what it is that you are needing in your business at this time. And I really feel like that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that's what I would pray this week. And next week, if your career conference is later, I would just pray that God would just put just a heart of learning, a heart of receiving, and a heart of maybe not a know-it-all spirit. Because I've been in this business for many, many years now, and I could totally go to the conference and be like, I already know this, I already know this, I already know this. I mean, I really could, but I learned something new. I get something different. I have an expectation of what it is that I need to get from the conference while I'm there. And so my expectation, just to kind of share with you right now is that God is just going to do a supernatural download into me on what I can do for the remainder of the weeks that I have before I have the baby, that I can take advantage of those weeks and be inspired and get excited and get the little Mary Kay shot in my arm that I need, so that after I have the baby, that I will have done some things so that I can even get right back to work after that. So hope that kind of encourages you a little bit. Something else before is if you did not plan and budget, I know sometimes that becomes a stress as we come into conference time. Sell now. Now, with that said, I want you to budget. I want you to plan ahead. I want you to be thinking of, from the minute you leave career conference, you need to start planning and thinking of how are you going to pay for seminar? What is your plan? What is your strategy? Are you putting money aside? What's that going to look like? So you've got to start doing that from here on out. You guys, we are smart, wise women. We are business women. And there is not one single reason why it should ever come out of your mouth that you cannot afford to go to an event. I will never forget, I was a brand new consultant, brand new red jacket. We had our fall retreat coming up. Pat messaged me and said, Krystal, you haven't registered yet. And I said, well, I really can't afford to go right now. I just turned 22 years old. I was a college graduate. I had no money. And she said, well, Krystal, what you're telling me is that you're not willing to work. Because anyone who chooses to sell our Mary Kay product can afford to do anything that they choose to do. Slap across the face. I can promise you, I never, ever, ever, ever said again that I couldn't afford it. I never said it again. So, y'all are like, man, Krystal's like rough today. So I hope I'm encouraging you and not like making you feel condemned at all. I just want to encourage you. So if you did not budget correctly before this event, sell now. You can sell products. Of course, it does, I have inventory on hand. So when I am going to a conference, I message every single customer. I try to sell as much product as I can before I go, just to have that extra cushion. And I love to know that nothing came out of my family budget or my Mary Kay check. It all came from sales of the product. But if you're sitting there going, well, Krystal, I don't have inventory on hand, that's okay. You can still sell enough and get the orders placed and make the commission to be able to have that money into your account to where you'll have extra money and the money that you need for career conference. The next thing I want to talk to you about is your etiquette with travel. One of the things that I think is the hardest in Mary Kay is the attire when traveling. Whether you're flying or driving, as hard as it can be, sometimes is dress appropriately to look like the Mary Kay way. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to travel in your director suit or your red jacket, but still have on Mary Kay attire. I will be the first to raise my hand and be completely and totally honest with you that it is more comfortable for me personally to wear a dress than it is to wear jeans or any other attire that I have. It is always so much more comfortable. So just keeping that in mind, and also just be prepared with your packing before you travel. Really think ahead. Try to do your best to not forget anything, because that will help you to keep that great attitude, but also to not be stressed when you get here. The next is conference and hotel check-in. The biggest thing that I can say about this is attitude, attitude, attitude. Grab your positive attitude and carry it everywhere with you. As you are checking in at career conference, as you're checking in at the hotel, as you're interacting with any and all other service industries that you're going to come across, whether you take an Uber, a Lyft, a cab, whether you're getting on and off a shuttle bus to get to wherever it is that you're going, if you're tipping a waitress or someone who's helping you with your bag, whatever it is, be prepared, have a great attitude, and treat everyone like they have a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. And I also want to just add on to that, especially with checking in, you never know who is watching. You never know who is watching and knows who you are or who you're connected with or anything like that. You are number one, first and foremost. You are representing Mary Kay Cosmetics. Everywhere you go, you are representing Mary Kay, especially when you go to a Mary Kay conference. You're also representing yourself, and don't you want to put your best foot forward, but you're also representing the unit that you're in or the national area that you're in or the Mary Kay national area. So whatever that looks like for you, just make sure that you have that attitude while doing all those things. The next thing is be on time. Actually, don't be on time. Be early. You always want to be early, because something that I admire and think is the best way to learn and do is to try your best. Now, at career conference, you can't always make this happen, but sit as close to the front as you can. You sure can in your classes as long as you're on time or early. Sit in front. Be ready. Be excited. There are endorphins at the front of a room. I am telling you, there is energy. There is passion. Do you feel it right now? I mean, I'm literally just coming towards you saying, I feel it. I feel the excitement. And when you are sitting in the very, very back of that room, it is a totally different energy. It's still there because you're in the room, and we're grateful for that, but the whole concept of the whole energy and what you're going to get is so much more if you'll be early so that you can be one of those at the front of the room grabbing, literally getting that glisten of somebody's smile when you're sitting so close that you can see them as they give their speeches or they're walking across stage or whatever it looks like. Next is don't miss a thing. You paid for the conference, and if you were going to this conference for your, quote, real job, your real job, You wouldn't be allowed to miss anything. So don't miss anything. Be at every class. Be at every single thing that you have been invited to or included with. If your unit is having a pizza party, go to it. If you didn't get to go to the luncheon, go to the luncheon if you did. But if you didn't, get with another group of consultants. Don't miss a thing. I'm not even talking about just the classes and the conference. Don't miss a thing. You only have this super short, quick amount of time to glean off of all of these women in Mary Kay that you can learn from, because we're all different, we're all unique, and we all love this business. And so use that time to have a good attitude with each other and to, grow your businesses and share ideas and experiences and exciting things that are working for you in that time. The next is be prepared. Be prepared whenever you come in. You want to have a notebook and your pens. Maybe bring some snacks, bottle of water, Kleenex, mints, whatever that looks like, but be prepared. Now, notice, though, that I did say a notebook and pens. This is my personal opinion. I will never slap you on the wrist, ever, 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 if you don't agree with this. But one of the things that I think is the most powerful thing is being a note taker, because, and not in a smartphone or an iPad, but a notebook and a pen. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I feel this way. First of all, when you are on an iPad or a cell phone or a smartphone or whatever, it is distracting. There are 500 other things that can pop up. Someone can call you. You get an Instagram notification. You get a Facebook notification. Your babysitter's texting you. Your husband's texting you. Whatever it may be, put the phone up. You can actually set your phone to where only certain people can, that it'll show up on your phone while you're there. I know on iPhones that we have that, but, if you have somebody keeping your kids or something like that. But other than that, don't just do it to respect the people around you because it's distracting if somebody's on their cell phone all the time, but do it for yourself, that you have paid to be there. You want to be in the moment. Be at career conference. If you're going to come, be there. Don't be at home. Don't be feeling guilty that you left your kids. Don't be feeling stressed because your husband's ready for you to come home. He knows when the conference is over. You will be there when it's over. So be where you're at. But the other reason why I think it is so important to use a notebook and pen is because there are actual muscles that are being used when you are writing. There are more muscles that will be used than if you were typing on a screen or typing on a keyboard. There are these actual muscles that give you more muscle memory into, and I wish I would have looked up the study, but I didn't. So maybe another time. But there is an actual whole entire study of being a note taker and the actual physical act of writing things down with a pen in your finger that travels to your brain, that makes you remember things differently and better than if you either, number one, don't take notes, or number two, you're typing. It's a completely different neurological memory that's going to happen for you. So be prepared, have the pens, have the notebook, and take notes. The next thing is what are you going to go home with? What are you going to go home with and change? What I always do with every conference that I go to is I have in mind I choose and pick 3 things that I heard while I was at the conference that I am going to go home and either change or improve. Notice I didn't say 33, because you are going to get 33 different ideas, excitements. Well, Susie Q said she's doing this, and this top director said she's doing that, and in my class, my teacher said to do this. Pick 3 things. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C. Uno, dos, tres. Pick 3 things, and those are the 3 things that you're going to focus on for the next 3 months of your Mary Kay business that are going to, and those 3 things need to be things that are going to take you to the goal that you've set, or maybe that you reset while you were at career conference. Next is attire. You guys, you know the whole Mary Kay attire talk, but I want to remind you, skirts and dresses only. We have come into an age where you don't have to wear pantyhose, but in my personal opinion, unless you have a super great lotion on your legs that makes your legs just look wow, just throw the hose on. It'll just make it easier. It'll make you feel more professional. Also, make sure that if you are a consultant, what I always tell my consultants to do is to wear black and white. Do something black and white, whether it's a black dress or whatever. Senior consultants and above, we do black skirts and white blouses. And then start team builders, it gets really easy because this is like when you come to an Mary Kay event, you want to look like everyone else. You really do. I love to stand out. I love to be like flashy. Look at what I have. You can do that with your accessories. So even my consultants that don't have team members, that's why I encourage them to just wear black and white because what I have found is most people want to fit in. They want to look like they're headed to the next level. And so make sure that you've got your dress or skirt, that you've got your Mary Kay makeup, you've got your accessories picked out. I highly recommend, no matter what size heel it is, that when you are going on stage, throw some heels on if you are getting lucky enough to be on the stage. It is literally, it's only for a few minutes. You're not going to be, you don't, if you need to wear flats. This is what I do. I'm pregnant, so I have some super cute flats that I have ready to carry along with me because I don't want to take a chance getting swollen feet and all the good stuff that comes along with being pregnant. But I can promise you, pregnant or not, when I'm going on stage, I will have some heels on. I'm not going to wear my huge heels, but I will have some kind of little, maybe it'll just be a small heel, but I will have something on when I go on stage because I want to look my best. I want to feel my best. So that's just one of my encouragements with attire. Just a couple more things, you guys, and I'm done. The next thing, I've really already talked about it, is electronic devices. I really already touched on that, but I feel like I should say it twice in this day and age. You guys, this is not the time to post the entire time you're at conference. Find other times. Maybe when you go to the bathroom, post that picture while you're in the bathroom. Don't do it while you need to be listening or watching a video or catching something that's new and exciting that the company's talking about. Be smart and wise about when you get on your phones, your tablets, all that good stuff, and just be respectful to everyone else about it, And then the last thing is be respectful. Be respectful to everyone. If you thought that was your seat and somebody else comes and gets it, be respectful. Be respectful to your team. Be respectful to your sales director. Whether you guys are on the same page and adore each other or not, respect each other. Respect the national sales directors. One of the things that we've always been taught is that when a national sales director comes on stage and is being introduced, that we stand up because we want to give honor. We want to honor people. And Mary Kay truly did create the national position to be little mini Mary Kays. And so imagine if Mary Kay were to walk on the stage today, if she was still alive and she walked on the stage, what would you do when she walked on the stage? You would stand up, you would clap, you would honor her, you would be respectful. And so do the same thing for the national sales directors, but also for all the winners. If maybe you aren't winning anything or getting any recognition wherever you are in your Mary Kay career, be respectful to all the winners. Don't leave early. Clap for everyone. Be excited for everyone else and take notes. My sister's very first seminar, I'll never forget. We were in the Pat Portenberry area, and Pat does a lot of recognition. Kimberly didn't win anything that year because she was brand new. She was she had just gotten in a red jacket. She was a newer consultant. But do you know what my sister did? And this is really what sets my sister apart from a lot of people, is that she sat the entire recognition event that Pat was having, and she wrote down every single category and way that she could be recognized next year or for the next conference or for the next thing. And so That's another way to be respectful, is look at it as, I may not be there today, but where can I be next time? I have no doubt that you're going to have a great attitude, that you're going to take some of these things and they're going to be altering for you with your conference etiquette. And I am so excited. I can't wait to see some of you in Fort Worth at Career Conference. But even more so, I cannot wait to hear about all your successes and fun experiences as you travel to events this year. Raise your hands in the air so I can bless you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you. Know that if God is for you, who can be against you? With God on your side, whom shall you fear? May you be like a tree that is planted by rivers of living water, that your leaf will not wither, and whatsoever you do, say it with me, it shall prosper. Have a magnanimous Monday and an awesome, amazing, phenomenal career conference.